Here's a field that we used the CoreScan on earlier this spring. We're doing the probe for making a good soil map for seeding rates and some other stuff like fertility management, but we also wanted to look at confusing yield pattern on here. We've got low yields, high, and then low again. This is 2024 corn yield map. And our grid soil sample data, that 6-inch sample, wasn't explaining the differences here. We had similar fertility, organic matter, CEC was not anything that would cause there to go from 250 down to 100 back up. So we did the CoreScan, and we can click on each of these probes and see what that soil profile looks like. We can see that the first foot is pretty good loam, and then it gets to some tighter clay. That EC measurement is a way of understanding if it's a tight clay or if it's loamy or sandy, and we can see on these insertions that we're getting to a higher EC at a pretty shallow depth, whereas in the high yields, got good soil depth all the way through. Those roots aren't hitting a layer that's impeding root growth. It's not causing water to not infiltrate. And then we get into down here where it goes back to low yields. We see again some real tough growing environment for those roots. Much deeper than that 6-inch sample revealed, because in the top it was all pretty similar. But it was that soil depth issue that was a real problem on this field. Instead of just clicking on it and looking at this profile, we can actually spin the map and we can see all the way across the field. You can kind of see the picture, but we can also exaggerate the colors to help it be a little bit easier to see. So again, low yields, shallow topsoil. Higher yields, a deeper depth. And it comes back up, not quite as shallow, not quite as heavy clay. And then we get into a little bit better soil, goes deeper again, and then again really pronounced down here where we've got shallow soil and poor yields. So we can use this to set yield goal, set seeding rates, but also, I mean, this is clay content. We're going to be able to change the clay content, but there, looked at some of the calcium numbers, and there might be some things we can do with gypsum because of the magnesium. We can do some things to flocculate that clay, get better infiltration, get more aeration, to make it a little bit healthier growing environment. What's interesting is, that yield map alone didn't tell us what was going on. The grid sampling didn't tell us enough, but by looking deeper in the profile, we're able to see this pattern that I got some deep topsoil, some shallow, and it really has an impact on the yield.